Hello and welcome to my Little Girls Big Dreams video. My name is Kelly Payton and I am the owner and creative director for Queen Bee Marketing. Daily, I get to do some really cool stuff with graphics, web design, video production, and social media. A lot of my day consists of looking at key performance indicators, data, and analytics. But let's be honest, it's really not that cool to talk about. So instead, we are at one of my favorite places in Alexandria, the Alexandria Zoo. We will get a special behind the scenes look at some of our amazing animals here and maybe even meet some personally, as long as it's not a snake. I am here with Katie Hirsch. She is the curator of education for the zoo, and we are gonna go and see two of her favorite exhibits.
Yes.
The jaguar exhibit and the bald eagle. So here we go.
So here we are at the eagle habitat at the Alexandria Zoo, and these are bald eagles. They get their name because of the white feathering on their head, not because their heads are actually bald. Our two resident bald eagles are Betsy and Martha, two females who are both rescues. These two, you'll notice that their habitat is not covered because they can no longer manage extended flight because of their injuries that they received out in nature. These animals are protected, so you can't hunt bald eagles. Technically, you cannot even personally own items of bald eagles, like bald eagle feathers. You're not even legally allowed to have that in your home.
Oh, wow. So I need to get rid of mine? Joking, joking, joking.
When you're seeing videos of bald eagles in like a movie and you hear the bald eagle majestically calling, is usually not a bald eagle call. Their call, which we heard a little bit earlier for a very short moment, is very raspy and very squeaky. When you see a beautiful bald eagle in a movie and they get this really impressive call.
Yeah, it's almost like a screech, yeah.
That is actually a red-tailed hawk.
Wow.
So because the bald eagles just don't have an impressive call, the film industry people have decided that a red-tailed hawk is a better representation of a bald eagle call and sounds more majestic to go with this beautiful animal.
I feel like
You've been lied to.
Duped my whole life.
So here at the Alexandria Zoo, when our keepers work with any of our larger animals, we use protected contact. What that means is that the keeper will come in the morning. The animals, like the jaguars, are secured inside in their indoor dens. Think of that as like your bedroom space. And while they're indoors, the keepers will come out into the main yard. They'll put out food items, some treats. Today they got the streamers, the paper, and the different scents. Once the keepers are done working in the outdoor yard, the area will be secured, relocked with the keeper outside. Then the animals will be shifted into the yard and the animals will come out without the humans in that space. That interaction we just saw between Madeira and Babu does come off as pretty strong interaction. But for these two, completely normal play. They are going to roughhouse, and that is a part of their world. For these guys, that loud noise, that communication is just them communicating to each other. Hey, I don't want you here right now. Just like how in your family you might need to be a little bit more strong in communicating your feelings, it happens in nature too.
Totally get it.
So nothing to be scared of with those strong, powerful interactions, where it's very special that we're getting to see that today. Naturally, opossums are an animal that is prey items to others that a lot of people see as a nuisance animal they don't want around and will try to hurt or hunt these animals.
And can't they eat like an enormous amount of ticks on a daily basis?
Exactly right. While people consider them a nuisance animal, they're super beneficial to have around. These guys are amazing at consuming ticks and removing ticks. So you have a possum around your home, around your property, it's not a bad thing. You're gonna have fewer ticks and nuisance bugs in exchange for having the possum.
So how did you get into the zoo field?
So in college, I was studying biology and I knew I wanted to work with animals, but I wasn't quite sure how I wanted to work with animals. I actually have my master's degree in biology. I got my master's degree at the University of New Orleans. And
all right.
My focus there was on animal communication. I actually studied the communication displays of green anoles. So those green lizards you see all over the place down here, I spent about 2 years watching them display to each other those head bobs and studying that.
Interesting.
It was fascinating. They're really well studied species, but not communication wise and how they verbalize to each other physically. And so that's what my research focused on, just watching animals head bob at each other, and I loved it. And then back in November, December-ish of 2020, I accepted the education curator spot here at the Alexandria Zoo, and I moved down here in January.
Thank you so much for today's tour. The animals are amazing. Champ is amazing. You are amazing. And now that the zoo is open, people can come and visit it for themselves.
Yeah, so we've been closed for quite some time between hurricane damage and with COVID safety protocols. Recently, we have reopened to the public. We are open Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays from 8:30 to 3:30. But we're excited to have folks back. Our schedules and times are changing as our COVID safety protocols are evolving. So if you're hoping for different dates to be available outside the weekend days, check our Facebook page, follow our website. Any changes as we proceed with COVID safety protocols and our reopening will be posted on there.
Great. Now, I told her this when I first got here. When I was growing up, I wanted to be either Wonder Woman or a zookeeper. So thank you for letting me live a little bit of some of my childhood dreams today.
I think you did more than a little bit with getting to meet the animals, getting to be here in the sort of behind the scenes state for the zoo.
In an enclosure. Yes.
And supporting conservation. And supporting conservation, you're practically Wonder Woman. So I think you got both done today.
My day is done. I hope you really enjoyed today at the zoo. I had a blast. And you can be anything that you want to be. So study hard, be nice, and don't always try to fit in. Why fit in when you were born to stand out?